Hello everyone, and welcome back to DevMix. In today's tutorial, we are going to discuss about how we are going to write our custom JPA query methods in our repository. Then we are going to discuss about JPQL and how we are going to write JPQL queries. Then we'll discuss about at the query annotation, at the param annotation with examples. Then we'll be discuss about positional parameter, named query, at the named queries, named native query, named native queries. So we'll discuss all these points in this tutorial. So let's get started. Okay. So let me put up this custom query methods in a PPT. We'll be discuss about more about custom query methods. Like in JPA, we can create custom query methods in our repository, know, by following the naming convention from the entity class attribute names. So attribute names, like we had defined, like in the, for example, we do have a university entity in our previous example. In university entity there is a attribute called name. Whatever entity classes, if the attribute name is university name or first name or last name, those things, so we can we can follow some naming conventions, so that JPA will be internally, it will be generate the JPQL queries. So these queries will be translated to JPQL queries. So then JPA will be execute these queries, and it will be, it will be return the data. So we no need to write manually those queries for us to execute and fetch the records. No need to write the SQL queries like select star from university where name equal to those things. We are not going to write. Right? Like this example, if you see, this query will translate to a JPQL query, like select you nothing but the alias name for the university. I forgot. Okay. University you nothing but the alias name for the entity classes, because it will be it will be dealing with the entity classes where university, it will be internally generate this type of query actually. And this question mark one will be take this attribute value, this parameter value, it will bind here, and it will be generate the query, then it will be fetch the records. So we'll be go ahead and check, we will be write some examples, then we'll be understand how we are going to write this naming convention queries. But before that, let's identify some, like some common common queries, how we are going to write. Okay, if you see it here, equals, like find by university name, we are giving a input university name, so it will be generate this type of SQL query, select you from university where university name equal. So this will be return list of university. Why? Because we are finding all, because if some university names or first names or last names, it will be match, multiple records will be match, then it will be return a list of records from the database, right? Then coming to AND operator, like AND, how we are writing, like select star from employee or select star from university. In our previous example, it will become select star from university where university ID equal to 1 or BU, and university name equal to Barampur University. So it will be written, if those two parameters value will be matched, then only it will be fetch the record from the database. Like we can use the AND here, like find by university ID, nothing but our entity attribute name, and university name, and it will be take these two inputs, and it will be generated the JPQL query. Will be seeing the logs also, how it will be generating, like that same. And or between, for example, there will be some attributes like creation date is there, university creation date. So in, if we want to fetch the record in between the dates, how much, how many universities are established or created, give me those records. So we can write like this: find all by creation date between like input to date start date. Then after, before, ignore case. Ignore case like means if find by university name, if you are giving like small cases Barampur University, but in the database there will be a capital cap Barampur University, so it will be like internally it will be convert to upper function and it will be give the records. That same way like we can write in like in SQL how we are writing select tab from university, where name in we are giving list of string or states, not in starts with ends with order by, also we can do contains also, like if you want to search some records like in the records like you know Barampur University, in the multiple records we want to fetch, if we can give some of the characters from that value so that it will be written, we can go ahead and check the examples like true false those things. So let's go ahead and add in the example actually in our previous code only. Like if you guys are not watched the previous example like the crowd application in which wrapping, then please go ahead and watch that one. Okay, I have okay, before coming to here, let me go to the database. Previously we created the record like sample those records. Now currently I have created some some meaningful data, looks like real data like university name, university address, university ID, updated by this one creation date. I have put it something, then state wise because different use cases we are going to do. This one we can do like we can add this one like in operator we can use those things. Now let's go ahead and add it here. University entity, I have added some new parameters like updated on state, boolean, active status, and establishment date. Okay, entity also I have added already. So let's go ahead to our repository classes. We don't have any JPA methods, right? Now let's go ahead and add. So let's go ahead and add the first one. We want to go ahead and check this one like find by university ID and university name. Let me copy paste it here. Okay, and by in okay, so it will be written university entity, university entity. Okay, then come to our service class. Okay, university DTO, then find by name and ID. Okay, then university ID, university name. Okay, ID and university name. Let's go and override it. Now here what we will be do like university entity equal to repository dot find by university ID and university name. Let's pass it university ID, university name. Okay. Now, so in the previous example, what we are doing, what we did, we are manually like one by one we are mapping that entity to DTO. Now we can use a Spring provided functionality, a class like bean utils we can provide like university DTO, university DTO equal to so bean utils dot copy properties. Okay, source means university entity, right? Comma, it will convert to university DTO, then will be written university DTO. So this bean utils dot copy property, it is taking the source object like university entity, it will map that properties because the properties name are same only. Now go to the controller and will be add API like a get API, you can add API get mapping, sorry. get mapping b1 find by name id. Okay, find by name and id. Okay, by id, let's give it name slash university id, right? id. Okay, so university id it will map to this one in university name. So let's copy this one at the path variable university name. Okay, return university service. So find by name id university detail id. Okay, then university, what we need to pass university id and name id university name. Okay, let me yeah, no confusion now. University name, university id. Okay, now let's go to postman. Let's run this application. Let's go to postman. http colon double slash localhost colon zero slash. Okay, application started. Okay, yes, university class id class what do you pass university name. Let's copy a university name like Barampur University. You can copy Barampur University slash Barampur University. Okay, B. Okay, let's hit it. 404. Okay, yeah, double slash. Okay, it is written now. University ID, university name, address, all the things. Okay, if I can give it another ID, RU, it won't be written. Internal server, right? If you go ahead in the logs, it is generated as JPQL query like the same. Select UE1, nothing but the alias name, and you enter university ID, active status, university address, created by, state, university name, updated by, those things, and where university ID equal to and university name equal to that. If you see here, university ID taken the first parameter is RU, okay, university ID, and 2 is Barampur University 2, right? So there is no data. Okay. So these errors will be looking into the some other concepts, not here. Source must not be null. Okay. Then so like this same way we can use this like this. Okay, let's do another example like states in. Okay, let's do this one. Okay. Now same way. Now we will be create a post mapping. Okay, post mapping. You want find all by state, right? State. Okay. So then we will be past state. Let's remove this one. Okay. Then state. Let's remove this thing. Okay, find name ID. Okay, good. University service. Let's go ahead and define. one method list of university detail, right? University detail and by name and ID and by state find by okay find all by state and all by state. Okay. Hmm. Service and detail. Let's override. Okay. Now we'll be go to the repository classes. Will be return find all by state, right? We do have an attribute. If you see state attribute is the state. Okay. Find all by state in. Okay. In state. So it will be written list of entity. List of university entity. Let's import this one. Now go to service here. Okay. Now, okay, let me, okay. So if you see here, return map to university, this method I am mapping actually to repository dot find by state in state. Okay. So the state will be what? In operator list of state it will become. Okay, list of string. We have to do. Let's go ahead. List of string. Okay, in operator. We can find list of. Okay, list of. Now if you see here, it will be accepting university entity object. From here it is finding the list of entity object, and here it is doing the same way we are doing like previously we are doing here, right? That for this one I wrote a common method here, and this bin utils copy properties I am using here. Then I am returning a list of university DTO. That's why I had given map to university DTO. Okay. Now this method is ready. Then go to our controller. So it will be received in the request body. Okay, the list of string states. String states. Okay. State. Okay. Here it will be written list of university data, right? Okay. Let's execute. Let's check how it will. Okay, application is started. Let's go to the postman. Like let's copy this one. Oh sorry, I have to remove this one. Postman. This one. Let's copy. Let's go to postman. Here handle by state body, right? Raw text. Yes. Like we can pass like this. For example, now I will pass. Let's go to the database. I do have Odisha, Karnataka, right? Let me give it to Odisha first. Okay, I've given Odisha. Let's hit it. Oh, postman. Like list of data which one matches from Odisha. If you see, let me show you. Control C, Control F. Okay, 13 record. Odisha. Get Odisha 13 records. Okay. Oh, in address also it find. Sorry. Okay, let's match the exact 7 records, right? So if you see here, 7 records, right? Okay. Now let's both Odisha and Karnataka. Uh, See, Odisha 7. Let's go to that console and check that query. See, it generated. Select where university I in Odisha and Karnataka, right? Comma, comma. If you go to previous one, it will be generated one. Okay. So, okay, clear? So, go ahead and try with others and let me know if you guys facing some issue so that I can. Okay, I'll be add those all the methods with an example in the GitHub. You can take it from there if you need. Okay. Then let's go ahead and check custom methods. You clear, right? Now let's go ahead to our JPQL, right? How we are going to write a JPQL query, those things. So JPQL nothing but a object-oriented language. Like it is used for performing database operations on class level, entity classes level. Okay, instead of directly performing on database like SQL query, select star from those things, right? Like if you see this one, right? This is nothing but a JPQL query. Okay, this is nothing but a JPQL query it is generating. So instead of JPA generating, we can write this JPQL query now. Okay, and internally JPA has transforming those JPQL queries to SQL query to execute. And this JPQL query is database independent because if you will be take this code, huh, if you will be take this code and execute by changing the configurations for MySQL only. So these methods will be there is no issue in repository classes. What we wrote the custom methods, it will be there is no issue at all because this is entity class level we are writing these queries. Okay, this is JPA generating because the native SQL queries it will be syntax is little bit different here and there. Okay, then come to this one. JPQL is an independent query language because it's performing on the entity classes, not DB directly. That's why, like example, you select U from university entity U. U is nothing but where U dot university name equal to question mark of one. This is nothing but a positional parameter will be discussed. Now, okay. Now we'll be go and write a JPQL query and we'll be check how it is working. Let's go ahead here. Okay. Now, for example, I want to fetch. There is those records are there, right? I want to fetch, for example, university name, find by university name with JPQL. We can write the find by university name also in the JPA custom method, but for example, we can write JPQL. Okay, so it will be written, you know. Okay, let's write this same one to JPQL. Okay, same one to JPQL using JPQL. Okay, so we can use either query annotation. We'll be discuss about this annotation. Okay. So select, right, in university from university entity university entity u where university id equal to, okay, question mark of 1 and university name equal to question mark of 2. So this question mark position parameter would be map these parameters, like this is the position 1, this is position 2. It will map this one to position 1, this will be 2. Okay, now execute the same one as a JPQL query. Let's go to service. Okay, let's give it to JPQL. JPQL. Okay, nothing else to. We can copy this one directly here. Okay, you can change this method JPQL. Okay, and should ID name. Now let's go ahead into the controller, change to JPQL. ID JPQL, right? Okay, now let's go ahead and execute this method. Application has started. Okay, application is started. Let's go to the Postman. Let's do Control G. Okay, okay. Now view. Okay, let's hit it. Method not error. Okay, get. Sorry, it is returning the data. Let's go ahead and check the console. It is generating the same query, right? This JPQL. Got it? Okay. This is the JPQL query. Now we'll be go ahead and discuss about at the rate query annotation, right? Just we wrote it at the rate query annotation. So we are telling that JPA like execute this custom query. Here we are not telling anything. Here we are telling execute this query. Okay. Like used for defining the custom queries in Spring Data JPA. We are defining the custom queries. Where to use these custom queries? Like if we are not able to write some complex queries like join queries, okay, though maybe some complex queries we are not able to write, then that time we can go for this this JPQL. By using this annotation we can provide our custom queries, right? Okay, so example, you see this one this one just we did, right? The same. Now this at the rate query we can use native query also. So we are telling JPA don't generate the JPQL query. This is a directly native SQL query because we are performing, if you see, we are performing the database columns. So we are executing this query directly database, not in the client side. So JPA will be, the database will be, it will be generating the database side, it will be generated directly at the rate query annotation. Okay, so the same way it will be go. See, if we can use native instead of JPQL, native, okay, okay. Select star from university because the table name is university, right? Alias name is not required now. University column name is university ID, university name. Okay, let's go ahead, come to our service MPL service class. Instead of JPQL, go ahead with native. Okay, to service MPL. Okay, let's copy this one. Native. Okay, let's go to controller. Instead of JPQL. Okay, now let's run it. Okay, sorry. Let's go to repository class and tell the JPA this is a native query. Native query. Native query equal to true. Okay. Okay, application started. Let's go ahead here, paste it here, native, parameter university B. Okay, they return the data. Okay, let's change this one. Okay, Alicot University. Okay, returns the data. Okay, go to the console. How it is generated? If you see now, this is a native SQL query. Previously, how it is generated with alias name, those things it is generated. Now, how we are executing that same way it is generating the query. Okay, this is nothing but the native SQL query. It is performing the database side directly. Okay, query annotation clear, native will be discussed. Now go ahead and discuss the positional parameter and named parameter. Okay. Positional parameter nothing but a both has a placeholder only, like a placeholder for the values. So these parameters are set in the order from the method parameter into the query. If it's a lot of parameters, then let me okay. If it's lot of parameters, then the readability of the query and understanding little bit difficult. Okay. So how? Let me come to here. See, here we provided right positional parameter 1, 2, like this. If I do have 10 parameters, so to arranging those things, it will be little bit difficult, and the readability also not looks good. So this is nothing but a positional parameter. So positional from university one, it will take university name, it will take from this one. If you will be here and there will be pass the parameters, it won't be work out. Okay, like we can define this way, like question mark one, two, like the same. Now coming to the named parameter, what we are doing, we can like if how we discussed in the okay, let me come to this way. We can use named parameter as a named identifier instead of a position. Instead of position you are providing, I can provide a name so that it will be bind to this name. So if I can define in the different position also, it doesn't matter. It will map to this attribute because we are binding this one. Like path variable we used, right? In that mapping, post mapping or get mapping path variable we are using, right? That way. Now go ahead and let's take, if you see here, let me do a bigger. Okay. If you see here, named parameter, if we can provide list of university, find all by university name and university ID native query with index parameter. So this is not index parameter. This is named parameters. Okay. Name the parameters. Okay. So we are using at the rate param annotation here. So param annotation is nothing but it is used to binding this attribute to this one and this value map to this one. Okay, this method parameter will be mapped to this param annotation attribute and it will be mapped to the query parameter so that it will be execute the query. You guys can try this example. Okay. And this query, if 10 of parameters are you are defining, there is no problem. For example, university name is there here, right? I can give it, if I can copy this one, it's control X. If I can paste it here, there is no issue because university name will be mapped university. For example, I had given university name here, university ID. I can give it here. Let me change this one. There will be no issue because university ID will be mapped to this one, to this one. There is no issue at all. Okay. So it will be help to understand the queries more clear way. Clear picture it will be give. Like 10 attributes, I don't have, if a bigger query, I have multiple 10 to 15 parameters I am receiving. So there is no issue. I can identify easily, quickly. That is the benefit. Named parameter you can try. No problem. Then coming to like named query and named native query. We are going to discuss named query. Named query is nothing but how we are defining a constant, like in a constant variables, those things like we can give an we can give a query name, and those query use in our JPA repositories, classes. So those things we can use. And the benefit of the name query, those things are checked at application startup. Like whenever we are starting the application, that time only those queries are checking. If it is an error, then the application will be failed that time only. So let's go ahead and try one named query example and one named native query also same only. Like we can define the names also. Let's go ahead. Let's go to the entity level. Okay. If I want to write okay, let's try with named queries. Named query, named queries. There is two annotations are there. Named queries, we can provide multiple named query. Okay. If you have a multiple named query, then we can directly go for named queries annotation. Or else we can go one. I am trying with named query. You guys can try with named queries. Okay, with the different. Okay. Named query. Okay. The name equal to I am giving university entity. Okay. Let me copy paste the same query. How we did in the find all by stat in by using JPA functions, right? Okay, then query equal to select you from university entity where you dot stat in. I'm trying with positional parameter. Okay, here named query. Let's put the named native query also here. Named native query. Okay, equal to, let me copy, and by university ID. And by ID also we already used it, right, in the delete mapping, if you can refer. So but for a perspective, just understanding perspective, let's use that same one. University entity dot find by university ID, comma, query select star from, or else do one thing, use this one only, native query. Let's change the name only, and all by state in native. Okay, native. Select star from university and university. Okay, where university, where state in state, where state in, okay, one. Sorry, not one. So in named native query, it will be written the column names only. Okay, it won't be mapped because we are dealing here named query. This is JPQL, so the JPA will be understand and it will be written the university entity, but here it will be written the table. Okay, so what will be provide, will be instruct to that JPA, like result class. Okay, result class equal to university entity dot class. So whenever it will fetch, it will be mapped to this university entity. Okay, now go ahead to the repository classes. Let me go ahead to the repository classes. Where is the repository? Okay, and copy from that entity. This method we are going to do, right? Let me go to the list of string. That's right, and all by study, like list of university entity. Okay. Oh, already there. Then go ahead to that entity and change the name in named, named, copy, paste it here. Okay. Now same way, define it in the same way we can define in native. Native. Okay. Now come to our service. Right. Named. Okay. Right. Native. Okay. Now go to the service IMPL class. Here and all by return. Let's copy this one. Okay, the same thing only. There is no issue. We can only use the mapping, like the the controller API. We can change just to understand how the named native is working, how the named query is working. Okay, so let's go to that controller. Let's add two methods. Okay, this one post method. Okay, find all by state named. Okay, then we can use named native named. Okay, named by state named. Okay, named native. Everything is good. Let's run this application now. Okay, some errors are there somewhere. Could not interrupt the path you did mistake. Let's go to entity classes. Okay, we are not provided here the alias name. Have you got that point? Like at the time of starting the application only, these named queries are compiling. Okay, now the application has started. Let's go to the controller. Let's copy slash name and all by state and all by state. Let's find out that slash named. Okay. Sorry. Post. Okay. Is returning data. Let's go ahead and check. This is generating a JPQL query. So we wrote a JPQL query. Okay. Now named native. Let's go ahead for named. Okay. It is returning. Now if you see here where it went, it will be converted, right? Result class. It is mapped. Okay. So for now, all the all the things we have completed. Like in the next video we will be discuss about the pagination sorting, like how we can read the queries instead of writing entity classes in the repository classes. We can read from properties file. Those things we can go will be watch. Okay, thank you for watching. If you guys have any doubt, any queries, anything, then please comment. I will be answer it. And okay, let me commit those codes also. Thank you so much.